Today is going to be just different stories. I don't really have a set on what I'm going to do. It's just going to be different stories. Now, to start with, I'm going to do three Houston, Texas police officers shot. Now, that's just the title I made. Figured YouTube can't really censor me or ban me for that one. So, that's why I went with this one. Again, there's so many times I can make for this, but I just went with that one. That way, YouTube doesn't try to censor me, ban me, or whatever they want to do. Now, the Harris County Sheriff's Office reports that 3 deputies were shot and 1 civilian woman was killed after a fight broke out in a Houston area nightclub. The 3 deputies were working a security job at the time of the shooting. Harris County Sheriff Ed Gonzalez tweeted news that a gunman shot and injured 3 of his deputies. A civilian woman also sustained a fatal gunshot wound during the fight that broke out shortly after 2 a.m. in the parking lot of Set nightclub. All 3 deputies are expected to survive their injuries. A female deputy was shot in the abdomen. 2 male deputies were shot in the foot, leg, and hand. The female deputy underwent surgery for her injuries. The other 2 male are hospitalized and in stable condition. Now, it's unclear what led to the fight or what not, but the suspect has been caught. So, thankful that he has been caught. Now, he showed up to the hospital about 20 minutes after the shooting with a gunshot wound, and that's why he was taken into custody there. Now, it's unclear who shot him, if one of the deputies shot him, if he shot himself, who knows. But, again, he is taken into custody. So, when any more information available comes to that, I'll definitely bring that to y'all. Now, this is going to be different stories here. Just a quick update while I'm on this. The Walmart shooting in Virginia, the suspect has been captured there. Now, a lot happened there. It started with the theft in Walmart. The officers arrived on scene. Suspect pulled a gun, shot at them inside the Walmart. They chased him outside. He was then shot at more deputies outside the Walmart. They chased him in a pickup truck, and he was later captured. And again, they think that the bank robbery is also connected to him. But again, if any more information comes to be able to bring that to y'all. Again, the 1 officer that was shot is expected to survive their injuries, and the 2 loss prevention officers were also shot, and they are expected to survive their injuries also. So thankful for that. Now, I'm going to talk about Iran and what Trump said back to Iran. Now, me personally, I think that it's serious, obviously, but does Iran actually capitalize on what they're saying, or is it a lot of talk? Now, today is actually the 1-year anniversary of the killing of Somali. Somali, how the hell you say his name, okay? Today's the 1-year anniversary, okay? And they said about 2 days ago that, Trump would not be here for very long. He'd be dead in a few days. Hey man, what's going on? So, if Trump's going to be dead in a few days, according to Iran, it's been 2 right now, so you figure a few days, 3 to 5 days, okay? So, whether Iran actually does something or not, I don't know. They made a lot of threats to the U.S. They said Trump and top military leaders who had anything to do with killing a Somali, or Somali, how you say his name, will pay severe consequences, and they said Trump will be dead just because he's president of the United States doesn't mean anything. And they're going to kill him. Now, I believe Iran has the power to do it, but about a year ago when this whole thing first started, they issued a warrant out for Trump, and nothing happened with that, okay? Now, obviously, it's going to be hard to take the President of the United States into custody when you're overseas and he's over here. It's just not, like, it's not going to work. Now, with that being said, do they have the power to send missiles over here? Yeah, they do. Do they have the power to send bombs? They do. Now, this is coming from, I'm not even sure who the hell this is, but whoever it is warning Trump, and it seems like he's from Iran or Iraq, somewhere over there. Now, new intelligence from Iraq indicate that Israel agent prosecutors are plotting against Americans, putting in an outgoing Trump in a bin with a fake casus belli. Be careful of a trap. Any fire will backfire badly, particularly against your same. Alright. Now, this is what Trump said. Some friendly, healthy advice to Iran. If one American is killed, I will hold Iran responsible. Think it over. Alright, and that's the difference between Trump and Joe Biden. If they came out and threatened Joe Biden would be hiding. But, oh my God, I'll send you $10 million, don't blow me up, okay? Trump realizes the fact that he might get blown up. He might not, okay? But the fact is he's not backing down. That's what we need to lead our country, not someone who's going to put us trillions of dollars more in debt. Now, that's on that. Now, this is one day ago. This says Trump and others linked to Somalia killing will not be safe on Earth, Iran officials warn. President Trump and anyone else linked to U.S. strike 1 year ago that killed a notorious Iranian general will not be safe on Earth, a top official in Tehran warned Friday. So, that was 3 days ago, like I said. Speaking in Tehran on Friday, I'm not even going to say his name because I can't say it. Iran's judiciary chief said not even Trump was immune from justice for his role in the strike in Baghdad that killed Qassem Soleimani, a major general of Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. They will witness severe revenge, Roselli told the gathering at Tehran University running through Trump and U.S. military leaders. What has come so far has only been glimpses. Now, I don't know what's come so far. Do not presume that someone as the President of America, who appeared as a murderer or ordered a murder, may be immune from justice being carried out. Those who had a role in assassination and crime will not be safe on Earth. Now, with that being said, the U.S. is taking action. If y'all remember, they sent in 2 fighter planes overseas. It was a 30-hour round trip. No stopping or anything. It was a complete round to let them Iran know that, we know what's going on, okay? There's a nuclear bomb submarine that was sent out. So, Trump knows what's going on. And he knows that there's a threat out there, and we'll see what happens after that. Yeah, a lot of people have been questioning the military lately. A lot of people have been questioning the police lately. And since you brought that up, the military, military and police all have a job to do. And as of right now, there's really nothing that is against them. There's really nothing for people to really be mad about right now. Now, a lot of people are talking about, well, the police are enforcing, mass restrictions. Now, I can tell you right now, from what I've seen, at least in my state, police are not enforcing this whole mass thing, okay? There's plenty of people that come in and out of grocery stores Yeah, I mean, I feel like the police don't really care about the whole coronavirus, whole restriction thing, the whole lockdown thing, because half of them aren't wearing masks. So they're not going to enforce a law that they're not following. Now that being said, this, the police here don't really care about the mask from what I've seen, because they come in our store all the time, and there's people not wearing masks or people have their masks hanging down, and they don't ever say nothing to them. All right, and it's supposed to be a law, but they don't care because I mean that's not really something that needs to be enforced. That's a right. If you want to wear a mask, you go ahead. If you don't want a mask, that's not your. You don't have to. Yeah, exactly. It's 99% survival rate. I mean, there's older people now not wearing masks. Like if the older people aren't wearing masks, then you know it's not as serious. Now there are still people that are doing the whole thing, wearing gloves, wearing masks, and the glove thing I never got. And I'm gonna tell you exactly why I haven't got it because think about it like this: you put on a pair of gloves. Let's say you do that. All right. So let's just say I picked up this wallet right here. Okay. All right. At some point in time, I gotta take those gloves off. So when I take those gloves off, whatever was on those gloves is still gonna be on that wallet. So what's the point of wearing the gloves? It makes no sense. Or let's say I go grocery shopping. Say I pick up a 5 canned goods and some rice. All right. So that's already on the gloves. Those over on those cans on the gloves. All right. I'm going to pay. Let's say I pay with a card. All right. Now that's on my card. All right. Now it's on the receipt. It's on the buggy that I've touched. All right. And even if you take the gloves off at the store and throw them away. All right. Now you're touching the canned goods that you picked up, the card that you paid with, and everything else with the same gloves that are supposed to protect you. That makes no sense, and I don't think people really understand that. They just be, oh my god, I gotta wear gloves. It's gonna save me. No, no. And one other thing, I'm gonna tell you this right now: people that wear masks more have actually gotten sick, and people I work with that have worn masks have gotten sick. Now whether they got coronavirus or not, I don't know. But one of the managers I work with, he's all big on like he'll wear the mask like all day. You know, he'll wear gloves if he's ever working truck or lifting boxes. He'll wear gloves. Now he was sick. Yesterday he's like, I'm not coming in. I'm sick. All right. Now obviously if you're sick and you think you might have it, stay home. But tell me this: how the people that are not wearing the mask like him are fine, and he's wearing masks and gloves, he gets sick. Like it makes no sense. And there's another girl there that works in the back most. She's always wearing mask. I mean, constantly. I don't never see her with a mask off. And she was sick for like a week. Like, how is it that you wear a mask and you get sick, but you don't wear a mask and you don't get sick? That don't make no sense whatsoever. The mask is supposed to protect you, but yet all it's doing is making you sick. I don't get that one at all. But that's the government for you want complete control. And while we're talking about that, United Kingdom doctor films New Year's Eve crowd chanting COVID is a hacks outside hospital. Now, there are hundreds of protesters there. Now, whether I think COVID is a hoax, I don't think it's a hoax. I mean, I think it's real. I just think that it's overplayed. I think the amount of people hospitalized. Yeah, I mean, the whole mask thing, all it's doing is making your immune system weaker. I mean, if think about it, if one day we eventually come out of this and there's no more masks or anything, what do you think's gonna happen? Everybody's gonna get sick. Everybody that's wore a mask every day and social distance and all this, or was told to stay home and work from home, their immune system's gonna be weak as hell. Like when they go out, there's gonna be no immune system, and everybody's gonna be sick. But those of us that actually kept working and did what we wanted are gonna be fine. It's the people that, you know, follow the government's rule, and they're the ones that are gonna be sick as hell and dying when this whole thing's over. And they're gonna be, oh my god, we need more masks. And I'm doing the same thing I'm doing right now. Like you can't. The government don't know what the hell they're doing either half the time. And that's exactly why people are out protesting right now. Um, Probably like another 20, 30 minutes. Um, Probably like 30, 40 more minutes, something like that. Um, but that's why a lot of people are protesting the police right now. Because they feel like the police are trying to enforce this, but they're not. I mean, yeah, there are some police officers out there. Alright, man, that sounds cool. Um, alright, man. But a lot of people are protesting the police right now because they feel like the police are trying to enforce this whole lockdown, wear your mask, but they're not. Like I said, they're not going to enforce something that they're not wearing themselves. Now, I don't know how it is in other states, and especially these Democratic run states like New York, Chicago, places like that. I don't know. Alright, but I know in California, they said some of the sheriffs already said they're not enforcing it. Texas, some of the sheriffs already said they're not enforcing it. Now, my state, nobody said that they're not, but they're not. At least the cops I've seen, they're not enforcing it. And some of the cops I know, they would tell me right now if they wouldn't get fired for it, they would already tell me they have bigger and better things to do. Alright, they can go out and catch a murderer or stop a murder instead of telling somebody to put on a mask. Now, the fire department here has been handing out a lot of citations, a lot of mask violations due to coronavirus. Now, I don't know exactly how that works with the fire department handing out citations for not wearing a mask. Now, it falls technically under a health guideline type thing. But with that being said, I don't know how that actually works when you go to court. Um, I don't know how that actually works. So, it falls really under the fire department more than it does the police. Now, as far as the military, enforcing any of this, I don't think the military is really going to enforce it either. Alright? As far as keeping people locked down, like, they have bigger and better things to do too, okay? They could be training for, new wars, equipment updated, and on top of that, they got families just like everybody else, alright? They don't want to be sitting out here every day be like, oh my god, would these people need to be shut down in the house? All these small businesses need to be shut down. No, they're not going to do that because they got better things to do also. Police and military have better things to do. They're not worried about this coronavirus thing. They don't care. Now, there are some out there who do, but again, if your sheriff tells you not to do it, then you can't go against him or you'll be fired. So you can't go against your sheriff. I just don't see the military or the police enforcing these lockdowns. And a lot of people talking about, well, look at France, look at Denmark. Okay, that's France and Denmark. Those are overseas, all right? France is not in no big wars. France doesn't have all this, all right? They have, they don't have as many people as us. They don't have enough people to protest. And people that are protesting, they just get arrested just like that. All right. I mean, there's difference. Denmark is, I don't even know where that is. It's overseas, I know that obviously, but I don't know even where that is. And people have told me that they're forced to invest in vaccinations, and yeah, I've heard that too, but that's not gonna last. Even over there, that's not gonna last. I mean, there's just no way that that is going to last. It definitely won't last here, but it's not gonna last there either because people are not gonna put up with forced vac. I mean, I appreciate it. But people are not gonna put up with that. Like, you can't force somebody to take a vaccination, whether it's a third world country or it's us in the United States. People are not gonna deal with that. Um, Even Joe Biden has come out and said that he's not gonna force vaccinations just because he can't. I mean, he can sit there all day and say that you need to take your vaccination, but he can't force it. Um, Trump can't force it. Joe Biden can't force it. Barack Obama, any of them, they can't force it. Hey Treeland, thank you for coming. Ghost Pirate. Now, one other thing I want to talk about is January 6th, which is 3 days away. Now, we all know what's happening there. Obviously, a bunch of Republicans are coming. A lot of Trump supporters are coming. Proud Boys are coming. Antifa, so they're coming. So, we all know that people are coming that are for Trump and against Trump. Now, a lot of people are just talking about how the Trump supporters can cause damage and destruction. I don't think that's the case. Alright? People can say that, we're wrong or, hey, NDT. Now, people can say that we're violent or we're wrong or whatever the case may be. But look at all the times that we've had protests that were actually peaceful, and look at all the times that other people have had so-called peaceful protests that ended in riots. When we've had protests, it's never ended in riots. Alright? Yeah, obviously the police were there because they gotta be there for protection reasons. Alright? That's just how it is. Now, we've never had destruction of property, destruction of buildings. Nobody has ever been hurt by us unless it was, just somebody else started it. But everybody's talking about, Trump supporters are going to be causing destruction. They're going to be causing damage. They're going to be killing people. That's not the case, alright? We're going there to protest the raid. Hey, I am human. Now again, we're going there to protest the election because we feel like it's wrong, okay? We feel like it was rigged. And that's why we are going there, to protest that. So, whether there's violence or not, it won't be from us, alright? It'll be from the left side, not the right side. Everybody's talking about, oh, they're taking preparations for, from the Proud Boys, from Trump supporters. Why? What you should be worried about is the left side trying to start stuff. Yeah, exactly, Shreeland. There's all kind of evidence. And that's exactly why they're so worried about the six, because they know when we go out there, there's already all kind of evidence out there. But when we go out there, they're going to see all these Republicans, all these Trump supporters out there that are just from Washington, D.C. alone and surrounding states. And they're going to see that and they're going to be like, okay, well, we got these Trump supporters, what are we going to do now? Alright, it's not that we're causing violence, we're just going out there to make a point. Like, if Joe Biden can't get 2,000 people on a live stream, but Trump can get 10,000 people out in a Yeah, everybody knows it's rigged. Hey, E. Reed. Um, I mean, everybody knows it's rigged and it's rigged against Trump. I mean, even Democrats will come out and saying that. When you had Democrats come out and saying that it's rigged against them, then you know it's a problem. But we'll see how it goes on Thursday or Friday. We'll see. Um, that's all we can go for, you know. But if anybody's gonna be caused a problem, it's gonna be the left side. I mean, we've never had a problem when we actually went out and made a point. Every time we have had a problem, it's because Antifa or Black Lives Matter went out there and caused a problem. It's never been from us. It's been them causing a problem and us defending ourselves. So we'll see how it goes Friday. Another thing with Friday, Iran and the whole thing with Trump. We'll see how that goes. Also, you know, I'm kind of worried about that, but you know, I don't think Iran's gonna try anything on Friday. Now, like they said, there could be people inside the U.S. already that want to cause problems, and that could be a big problem right there. But there'll be plenty of police officers, there'll be plenty of law enforcement. Secret Service will be out there, so if there is a threat, appreciate it. So if there is a threat, there will be, it will be taken care of quickly, okay? Just put it like that. Especially with Trump being out there in person, there'll be a lot more law enforcement than regular, okay? Again, like I said, he'll have the Secret Service and stuff out there with him already. But there'll be a lot more law enforcement. Um, like, it's just, there's not gonna be much problems, I don't think. But one other thing I want to talk about is racism before I get off. Now, a lot of people came on my channel talking about my flag, okay? Now, I support the police. Number one, because I've known police officers that have been injured for no reason. Thank you. Now, I've known two police officers personally that have been injured for no reason, alright? One was working, stopped a DUI suspect. Now, this one I was really, really close to. He's the one who actually got me into law enforcement, made a big difference in my life. Now, that being said, when the paramedics first arrived, they pretty much told him when he got into the ambulance, he was not conscious or anything. They said that he was not going to live. They pretty much thought he was going to die on the way to the hospital. Now, he ended up spending like 2 months in the hospital. Obviously, he went to rehab. He's still in rehab, but he is able to walk now on his own. Now, obviously, he still has internal issues. His pelvis actually got pushed up into his stomach, so he has stuff going on with that. But thankfully, he's up walking on his own now. Now he is forced to medically retire, so obviously he can't work no more. He was forced to retire. Now, the other officer that I know was hurt chasing a suspect. He was a K9 officer. Suspect turned around with a knife, ambushed him. So y'all can pretty much figure out what happened there. He also retired. He wasn't forced medically retired, but he retired because he has a family. You know, he has wife and kids. So it was better that he retired. His wife wanted him to retire, and he figured, you know, better to be with his kids and his family and find a better job than that. My brother was also in the military, pararescue. He was forced medically retired. He went to law enforcement. He was I guess, SWAT corrections officer. He retired to his family and stuff too. So when I hear people really talking about racism in the police, it don't add up, okay? Police officers don't go out there just to kill black people. If you break the law, you break the law. There's no, I mean, depending on what you do, the consequences are going to be different. All right. If you run, you're probably going to get tased. If if you pull a gun, you're probably going to get shot. All right. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. A lot of people keep talking about Breonna Taylor. All right. Breonna Taylor is, number one, she was not an EMT at the time. All right. Number two, her ex-boyfriend, husband, or whatever, all right, was a drug dealer. All right. Number two, her new boyfriend was dealing drugs. All right. She was on Facebook with pictures of a rifle laying across her chest, using all kind of, I've been pepper sprayed. It's not fun. I actually went through a program. It was called Explorers, to give younger people, an idea of what law enforcement does. We could do ride-alongs, stuff like that. Anyways, we had a class one day and they asked anybody if you want to get pepper sprayed. So I went up there and never again will I do that. That was like the worst, like 20 minutes of my life. Now, obviously, it went on for about 40 minutes, but, that 20 minutes of it was, the one officer I know got tased. He said you have a choice, but he went ahead and got tased anyways. 5 hours, yeah, I don't know if I could do 5 hours. 20 minutes was long enough for me, and then like that was completely long enough. I mean, it lasted about 40, but the amount of water I put in my eyes, I think, kind of helped. That was the longest 20 minutes ever. I didn't think it was ever gonna end. So yeah, I only got it for like a second. Now they asked anybody the next day if you wanted to get tased. I sat out on that one. Now I kind of wish I would have done it now, but after getting pepper sprayed, I didn't want to do it. I've seen all the videos of people getting tased. I don't know. I don't know. I kind of wish I would have done it now just so I could have had the effect of it, see how it feels. Oh. um, but, again, as far as Breonna Taylor goes, she got killed. Whether she actually shot or not, who knows if she actually shot. The boyfriend's saying she shot. Police are saying he shot. Who knows? But she was not the innocent person that everybody thinks she is. Hey MJ, what's up? Absolute Cannabis. Oh yeah, definitely. Probably the most active chat I had in a while. Again, I appreciate that because YouTube is not sending out notifications at all. YouTube's just kind of whatever they want to do. Yeah, she had about 2 guns on her. At least in the Facebook pictures that I've seen, she had a AR, looks like, and some kind of pistol. So she had at least 2 guns, and her boyfriend is saying that she actually shot. Now, police are saying that he shot and they found the gun next to him. Whatever the case is, she was not an EMT at the time. So everybody's talking about she was an EMT. No, she wasn't. Her ex-boyfriend was dealing drugs. New boyfriend was dealing in drugs. She had all these guns. She's not innocent. All right. And then people talking about, okay. Well, what about George Floyd? All right. Well, if you really want to go to George Floyd, all right. Number one, before, hey Michigander, how you doing? Now before I get into actually what happened with George Floyd, all right. Number one, he had a folded American flag. His family did. Now, last time I checked, a folded American flag is for fallen soldiers and service members, alright? But his family got a folded American flag. Now, he held a pregnant woman at gunpoint. Alright? Held a gun to her. Alright, how do you think she feels about him getting a folded American flag? Like, after she got robbed at gunpoint, how do you think she feels about him getting a folded, or his family getting a folded American flag? He's not a hero. Alright, but anyway, let's fast forward to the initial incident. Alright, he's up there passing counterfeit bills. Alright, he's high on drugs. I believe the exact term was excited delirium, is what it's called. Alright. Anyways, police get there. He's in his tiny little car. Alright, he can breathe just fine. But police pull him out. He already knows he's going to jail. He was on probation. So he already knows he's going to jail, but he can breathe fine just in that little car. Alright, and like I said in other videos, alright, I didn't know this until that time, until about a month ago. But Minneapolis police actually teach the knee on the neck maneuver, alright? They actually teach that, and I didn't know that until about a month ago, but they teach that. So, Derek Chauvin really wasn't wrong. Alright, now, whether he should have kept his knee on his neck for 9 minutes or not, I don't know. Alright, I'm not a police officer, so I don't know. Teo, I believe he was the one in the back, and I don't remember the one up front keeping crowd control. But the one keeping crowd control did nothing wrong at all. You know, he was just keeping the crowd back so they didn't get attacked. The one on his legs didn't do nothing wrong either. And like I said, Derek Chauvin, they teach the knee on neck maneuver, okay? Now, again, I think he died because he crashed on drugs. I don't think it did anything with Derek Chauvin or the other two officers. I think he crashed on drugs. Because, like I said, he could breathe just fine in that little car. He had no problem. Police officers get there. As soon as they drag him out, oh, I can't breathe, I can't breathe. No, it's because you're crashing on drugs. That's why you can't breathe. So people really have no input now. And every time I bring out, oh, well, you're just racist, or you support the police, or whatever case may be. I mean, call it what you want, but fact is the fact. I mean, you can't deny the facts of what happened. Now, whether they get charged or not, I don't know. One thing that I saw is their trial is being delayed due to coronavirus, supposedly. Now, I think it's just to get more evidence on them, try and find stuff that actually went wrong, so that they get charged more. Now, whether they actually get charged or not, I don't know. I think they're trying to charge all three officers as the same. And that's not going to work either. If you're trying to charge Derek Chauvin with murder, you can't charge the officer who's backing up the crowd with murder either. I mean, yeah, he was there, but he didn't see it. He was just trying to back up the crowd. And not only that, they had like so many charges against him. They had manslaughter, murder in the first degree, murder in the second degree. How do you get 3 different murder charges and a manslaughter charge just for killing one person? I mean, the guy that shot the 2 St. Louis cops during the protest after Breonna Taylor, he got 1 endangerment charges. He didn't get no murder charges after he shot the officers. Okay, and yeah, he got like, I want to say it was like 30 or 41 endangerment charges. But there was more than 30 or 40 people out there. So how did he only get 30 or 40 charges? Yeah, if it was real, exactly. Like, I don't understand how Derek Chauvin gets charged with manslaughter, murder, and the first degree murder and the second degree. Like, he got 3 murder charges and for supposedly killing one person. Guy goes shoots 2 cops in St. Louis during a protest, but he only gets 30 or 41 endangerment charges. Alright. Now, there were more than 30 or 40 people out there. There was probably thousands of people out there. But here he gets no murder charges, no attempted murder charges, or anything. It don't make no sense. I can tell you why, though. It's because he was a white police officer and the other guy was black. I mean, people all the time say, oh, well, black people get shot by the police. Probably because you pull a gun on them. I mean, that's the only reason why it is. And if you're a black police officer, you're just screwed either way because the black community or the black people out there breaking laws will not like you. And you're a police officer, so that puts automatically a target on you right there. So you're screwed there. Um, if you're a police officer at all, you're screwed. I mean, you automatically have a target out on your back, and that's due to one, the media, and two, the music. The media obviously pushes their agenda, their hate, their racism, the divide. Um, I mean, they want us divided, and they want war. That's all they want is war and division so the government can take over. And why the media is doing that, I don't know. Alright, yeah, I am human. People definitely are going crazy right now. I don't know. I was thinking maybe 2020 would be better, or 2021 would be better, but we'll see. Right now, it doesn't look like it. But media is a big part. Yeah, MJ, police officers definitely, their job is, I couldn't do it. I've always wanted to be a police officer. All right, even right now, I want to be a police officer, but with everything going on, I couldn't do it. Because I know as soon as I go out there and someone pulls a gun on me and I go to defend myself and shoot that person, whether they die or not, I'm going to be attacked for defending myself. Alright? And especially if it's someone of a different race, I already know I'm going to be attacked for defending myself. And I couldn't do it. Um, so like I could not do it right now. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna see how the funded police is working in Portland. I mean, they have more riots after riots after riots, and yet, what's happening? You have more crime going on. All right, New York's murders have gone up 200%. In Portland, Oregon, murders have gone up 110%. Um, Chicago, murders are going up more and more every day, and people seem like they don't care. Um, what's up? Carrying on downtime. Um, Steve Asante, yeah. That's tricky. I mean, it depends on each state, I think, on how you can actually defend yourself. Some people say that you can't actually shoot them while they're in your yard. They have to be like actually breaking into your house or in your house before you shoot them. Some say that you can actually shoot in your yard. I think it just depends on where you are actually. Um, Again, that's different for each state. Yeah, breaking in definitely. Again, I don't know how it is like actually in your yard. That's different in each state, I think. But again, that's different for each state. I know in my state, you have to actually there has to be an imminent threat for you to shoot. Now, me, I'm in a residential neighborhood, so and that way I do feel a little bit safer. Um, Last address, I mean, it was a long dirt road. I lived at the end. Yeah, the privacy was nice, but the yard was so big. Like there was people. I've seen people walking down there plenty of times. So I'd rather be in a residential neighborhood. At least I know my neighbors on the side of me and across from me. On this side, there's nobody there. It's just it's a road. So in that regard, I do feel safer, but there's still their problems in a residential neighborhood. See, like, yeah. Um, See, at least in my state, you can shoot when they're breaking in. Um, I guess in Wisconsin, you have to wait till they or inside, which I think is stupid. Like by the time they're inside, that you don't know what they got. Now I'm sure Texas is probably one of the states that I would want to live, just as far as two-way gun laws. Um, that's just one of the states I would want to live. Um, that I feel like they have probably the best gun laws out there. Yeah, I definitely know my neighbors. Actually, when we moved in, they came up to me, which I thought was really great. That's actually how we found this house. We were actually planning on moving anyways, and our old neighbor, actually a neighbor beside us now, and she recommended this house, which was great. Neighbor across from us is actually a really great person. He actually cuts our grass for free. Cuts a lot of people's grass around here for free. So, he's really nice guy. So obviously it's great to have that in a world with a lot of hate. So the more neighbors you have, the better. Obviously if they are busy. I mean, if you don't have any neighbors, that's good too. But obviously, the more neighbors you have, the better, in my opinion. Yeah, definitely. I mean, around the neighbors I have are the lady beside me is an elderly lady, probably in her 70s. So obviously, I try to look out for her the best I can. Um, the people across me, they're a couple. They they go to church a lot. Um, you know, Great people have as neighbors. I don't think I could ask for better neighbors. MJ, yeah, I've heard great things about Arizona gun laws. I know a couple people in Arizona that have talked great about the gun laws. Treeland, so I don't know how it is in Wisconsin, but I don't know. I know here if there's an imminent threat to someone else, you can use your gun to protect other people outside. I don't know how it is there. Um, Again, y'all live up there. So one thing about the South is they are pretty good about gun laws, and they will let you. They don't really want to take guns. They don't want to enforce gun laws. They want you to be able to. They want you to keep your guns and have your guns for protection. And like I said, I've heard a lot of good things about Texas. MJ brought up Arizona. I know where I live, it's pretty good as far as gun laws go. Hey, Soundman, how you doing? But I guess every state's different. I know I wouldn't want to live in Chicago or New York because they want to take your guns, but they'll let the criminals have all the guns they want. Especially in Chicago. I mean, look at their weekends. Every weekend they have like I don't know, like 30 people shot and injured and another 10 people dead. So you're talking 40, 50 people shot every weekend. And that's just in 2 days. So, I mean, that's 25 people a day getting shot. And they're like, oh, well, it's okay. Yeah, exactly. And that's exactly what's happened in Chicago. I Am Human. That's it. I mean, all they do is be like, we need to get rid of guns. Guns are killing people. Guns are doing this. Guns are the cause of problems. But really, look at who's doing the shooting. It's not even the cops. The cops aren't even shooting nobody. I mean, it's the it's the criminals. I Am Human. Prayers for your sister out there because it's horrible being a cop right now as it is, but especially in Chicago, like I could not imagine working in Chicago as a cop right now. Like I don't. I've always wanted to be a cop, like I said, but I I wouldn't want to be a cop down here now, much less somewhere like Chicago, Portland, New York, anywhere. Like if I don't want to do it down here where people still have somewhat respect for law enforcement, there's no way in hell I would do it up there. Because I know the first day I go make a traffic stop, I'll probably get shot. Um, yeah, I mean, you gotta have a gun now. I mean, there's no way. I mean, even in communities where I thought it would be safe, it's spreading over now. I mean, like in my little city where I live, all right, about 20 minutes, 30 minutes away from me, there was a little police department, had probably like, I don't know, 50 officers at most. All right, that whole police department's gone. All right, now it's just an empty building. There's no police officers there. There's no nothing. So, with that being said, there's already a sheriff's department that oversees multiple jurisdictions. Um, these other jurisdictions handle their own crimes, but with that being said, you know, if something big was to happen, they need the backup from these other jurisdictions, just because there's only so many officers there. So not only do they have that, now they have to respond to that area, and they have to put officers there in that area because there's no police department there, and that's due to the mayor. He kept saying, we don't need canine units and we don't need to hire more officers, but there's only 50 of them there as it is. You need more officers. They want to take away the canine units. They want to take away tasers, saying it wasn't effective enough. It wasn't a good weapon. So obviously, the governments are doing a big part in this and defunding the police thing. I'm here. Yeah, yeah. I would definitely recommend everybody go get their concealed weapons permit. Like I said, you have to have it nowadays. Yeah. I don't think anybody's gonna give up their guns willingly. Um, First thing they should do is go for the criminals. I mean, if they're gonna come, yeah. I mean, tasers are good. There are a couple things that are ineffective, such as you said, drugs, sometimes alcohol, baggy clothing, but you saying a taser is ineffective, so that only thing that leaves that officer with is, all right, yeah, pepper spray, but that puts you in a bad situation also, and then you got a gun, all right. So, and if suspects on drugs, I'm also not gonna go hands on with them. It won't work. I mean, you have to have a taser, and then if that don't work, then and the suspect still charging at you with a knife, then you really don't have no choice but to use your gun. Um, See, I didn't know people could. So they do random drug tests at Lowe's because my job didn't even drug test me. Like it's weird because like when I was younger, um, fast food jobs actually drug tested me when I was younger. But now since I'm older, they don't drug test me. It's weird. I don't know if it's because I'm older. Like the more money I'm making, I feel like they would drug test more. Like when I was working McDonald's and when I was like 16 or 17, like, hey, you gotta go get a drug test. I was like, okay, whatever. Now since I've gotten older, it's like, oh, you don't need a drug test, just show up for work. I'm like, okay, well, that works too. I mean, I didn't want to go drive 30 minutes, take a drug test, and then come back. So I guess it just depends on what job you work too. I know a lot of jobs, if you get hurt, you have to take a drug test. I don't know. I mean, me personally, as long as you're not doing like crack cocaine, I think you should be all right. Okay, so you don't even need so in Arizona you don't need a concealed weapons permit. You can just open carry. Because I know here you have to have a weapons permit to actually carry. Um, but in Arizona, I guess you don't need one. But I mean, I guess it's better to have the permit anyways. I mean, even if your state doesn't require it, I guess it's good to have it. So I mean, I don't know. I guess every state's different, but I mean, if you don't need it, then yeah, I have one in South Carolina. I guess if I ever move, I'll go get another one. Yeah, guns are definitely expensive. Um, yeah, obviously, guns are gonna go up and up more and more. I've been live for about an hour. Um, obviously, the more guns and the more problems we have in America, the guns prices are gonna go up. There's a couple states that are trying to block gun sales right now. So I would say the quicker you can get a gun, the better, because it's only gonna get worse. But yeah, definitely. Yeah, I've seen. I'm 23. Um, I saw that they're trying to get it so that the people that work in the White House can carry guns. I mean, other than the Secret Service. I mean, yeah, it's great that the Secret Service can carry, but I think everybody should be able to carry. But again, as far as us just owning guns ourselves, prices are gonna go up more and more until our country gets resolved, if it ever gets resolved. But I would definitely try and get a gun before Joe Biden goes crazy in there or Kamala Harris goes crazy, because you already know that's gonna be one of their top things is trying to take guns. It might not be one of the top things, but it's gonna be one of the things they try to do. I mean, I've came to the conclusion that I don't ever want to have to use it, but if I do, then I've come to the conclusion that if I have to kill somebody to protect myself, I'll be okay with it. But I don't want to unless I absolutely have to. Um, and ever since I started just YouTube alone, people are threatening me more and more, and it is what it is. There's been people from my job that, but oh, I can't believe you would do this. I can't believe you're doing this. Like, I mean, if you don't watch it, you don't watch it. I mean, it's up to you. I have people on Facebook talking about, I can't believe that you support the police. I can't believe you're doing this. Again, if you don't want it, don't watch it. I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, I mean, any gun is better than no gun. Um, you don't have to have an AR. Just a pistol would work. But obviously, if you can afford an AR, then go for it. Because Joe Biden, like I said, is gonna try and take guns. And then he'll have the accident or whatever's gonna happen to him, and then Kamala Harris will be taking office, and she'll definitely be taking guns. Yeah, 38 special. 38 special. A revolver. Um, Glock. Well, whatever. Just something to protect you and your family with, because it's gonna get worse before it gets better. Yeah. Some people in my family have a revolver. Me personally, I just don't. I don't like it. I don't know. That's just me personally. It wasn't. It's not something I would take out with me. Now it's good to have inside of a home, but um, it's not one of the guns I would take out with me. But I have shot one. They shoot good, but it's not something I would take out with me. what I really want is a rifle. That's what I really want. Again, money is a big issue there, but a rifle would be nice to have. But again, money is a big problem in that. Um, ARs are good guns. Shotguns are good, but really, just a small little pistol is good too. I mean, whatever you need. Um, whatever you get will do the job. Now, obviously, if you have like three people inside your house versus one, then yeah, you're gonna want an AR. Just like the father in Texas, there were three people inside of his house that his family at gunpoint, and he went and got a rifle, shot and killed one of them, and then the other two fled. But if he wouldn't have had that rifle, he just had a pistol, he probably would have got shot before it was over. Same thing with the model in Florida, I believe it was her. It was her husband, and her child. The husband and the child were downstairs watching TV. I believe two men broke in their house. She was upstairs. She heard a commotion, came down with her AR, shot and killed one of them, shot the other one. You know, if she wouldn't have that AR, she probably would have got shot. You know, in that gun battle. I mean, 9mm are good. I mean, especially if you know what you're doing with it. I mean, if you know how to shoot, then you know how to conserve your ammo, and you know how to reload faster, and you know how to take cover. So, you know what you're doing as long as as long as you have that training. Lightsaber tech. I mean, that's a good idea too. Um, Especially in the daytime, or nighttime. You see your way around better, anyways. But again, I appreciate all y'all coming in and sticking around. Again, I went on a little. Yeah, I've heard good things about bear spray. Now I don't know if it's worse than pepper spray, but I've heard good things about bear spray. I mean, if it can deter a bear, I guess it would be pretty good. Now, one good thing is, you can always build your house the way you want it. You can always get extra locks, stuff like that. Don't get a house with a lot of windows. One thing. Um, but again, I appreciate all y'all coming out. All y'all sticking around. Means a lot. Again, I don't really have nothing else to talk about. So, I definitely appreciate all y'all coming out. Again, if y'all enjoyed it, subscribe. Um, I'll try to go live again sometime next week, probably mid next week. But again, thank all y'all for coming out. I enjoyed meeting all y'all. So again, with that being said, y'all stay safe out there, and I appreciate that sound, man. Same to you, I am human. See you around. Alright, stick built. See you later. Treeland. Prayers for you and your family. Like I said, as always, I hope y'all have a great day. Thank y'all for watching. And as always, y'all stay safe out there. It's a crazy world. Thank you to you, Cat, Treeland. Debbie Monstro, thank you. Alright, AAP, I'll see you, whether you go live first or I go live again, I'll see you around. You'll probably go live before I will again, but I'll see you around. Alright, MJ, nice meet you too. I'll see you later. Anybody else who hasn't commented yet, again, thank y'all for coming. And I'll catch y'all around. Like I said, as always, thank y'all for watching, and y'all stay safe out there.